Welcome to Learning Management System. In today's session, we'll be studying the fifth unit of Water Resource Engineering, that is the distribution works, cross drainage works, and diversion head works. So in the previous session, as you have already studied about cross drainage work, as you already know, it is a structure which is constructed when there is a crossing of canal and a natural drain. So in order to prevent it from both the water getting mixed up. So this type of structure is costlier and also it needs to be avoided as much as possible. ಆದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು cross drainage work avoid ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ since they are very costlier. And also, we have studied about the necessity of cross drainage work, like why there is a need of a cross drainage work. When we say already it is a costlier, we have to be avoided. So, in order to eliminate the drainage water that is from getting mixed up with the canal water, these are provided, and these are generally provided in such a way that canal should remain uninterrupted. And also the selection of suitable type of CD works. To summarize a few, I think you have already know that the nature of the foundation available at the site. We have to go through how the site is present for the for the cross drainage work to be constructed on the site, and also the existing condition of the natural drain, and also the bed levels of the irrigation canal and the drain, and also the water levels of canal and drain, and also the angle of crossing of both canal as well as drain. And also we have to gone through the other available construction facilities like material, labor availability, transportation, etc. And also you have studied the different types of cross drainage work. As we already know, there are three types of cross drainage work. That is the cross drainage work carrying canal over the drain. So the structures falling under this category are, it is aqueduct and siphon aqueduct. And second type is cross drainage work carrying drainage over the canal. So under this we have super passage, canal siphon. And the last type of cross drainage work is that is admitting canal water into the canal. Then the common structures that fall under this are level crossing and canal intakes. So in today's session, our main learning objectives or the topics that will be covered in today's session will be the introduction part of diversion headwork, why diversion headworks are carried out, why is it necessary, and also the types of headworks. So for diversion headwork, generally we know that for a direct irrigation from the river, a structure which is constructed to raise the water level, it is a diversion headwork. So it diverts the required supply into the off-taking canal to the river. So an irrigation canal which takes its supplies from a river or a stream, in order to divert water from the river into the canal, it is necessary to construct certain works of structures across the river and also at the head of the off-taking canal. So these works are known as diversion headworks or headworks. So generally the headworks are classified into two types. One is storage headwork and the other one is diversion headworks. And coming to the objectives of diversion headwork, so diversion headworks generally are used to raise the water level in the river. So the purpose is like to raise the water level so that the maximum commanded area is increased, and also to regulate the supply of water into the canal, and also to control the entry of silt into the canal, to provide some storage of water for a shorter period, and also that reduces the fluctuation in the level supply in the river. So, and last session will be seeing a simple test that is regarding multiple choice questions. So coming to the introduction of diversion headwork. So diversion headwork, it is any hydraulic structure which supplies water to the off-taking canal, you call it as a headwork. So an irrigation canal which takes its supplies from a river or a stream, in order to divert this water from the river into the canal, it is necessary to construct certain structures, what you call it as headworks. So these divergent headworks are generally divided into two types. That is, one is storage headwork, as we already know it is a dam, and second one is divergent headwork, which we call it as weir or barrage. So weirs or barrages are constructed as a divergent headwork, that is to divert the water and prevent the water from getting mixed up from drain water to canal water. Now coming to storage headwork, so it is the dam which is constructed across a river valley to form storage reservoir. So storage headworks generally consist of a dam which is constructed across the river to create a reservoir in which water is stored during the period of excess flow in the river. So then water is supplied to the canal from the reservoir through the canal regulator. That is, from the reservoir, water is supplied to the canal in required quantity as per the demand. So thus storage headworks stores water in addition to the diversion into the canal. And also it serves for multi-purpose function like hydroelectric power generation. A storage headwork which comprises the construction of dam on the river, it stores water during the period of excess supply, and also it releases it when demand overtakes available supply. So it serves for multi-purpose functioning, like not only irrigation, it also helps in hydroelectric power generation, water supply. So when this particular storage serves for more than one purpose, we call it as a multi-purpose functioning reservoir. So now coming to the divergent headwork, which is the main part of today's session. So divergent headworks are nothing but the weirs or barrages which is constructed across a perennial river to raise water level and divert to the canal. So divergent headworks, they serve as to raise the water level in the river and then divert the required quantity into the canal. You can see in this figure, this is the weir which is constructed across a perennial river to raise the water level and then it is diverted into the canal. I think you can see this in the figure here. You can see a part of water is diverted into the canal. So by this, the flow of water in the canal is controlled by canal head regulator. So to divert the required supply to canal from a river, temporary spurs or bunds which are temporarily constructed every year after the floods. So these are nothing but permanent weirs and barrages. So I think you can see this in the figure. So this is a weir which is constructed across the perennial river in order to raise the water level, and there is a diversion in the flow of water in the canal which is mainly controlled by the head regulator. Okay. So next, coming to the objectives of divergent headworks. So objectives of divergent headworks, it raises the level of water on its upstream side. That is, you can see in the figure here, the main purpose of providing divergent headwork is it raises the water level on the upstream side. I think you can see in this figure here. And next, it regulates the supply of water into the canals. In this slide, you can see the water is supplied into the canals. The supply of water into the canals can be controlled with the help of regulator here. Okay. So here you can see another purpose, that is it controls the entry of silt into the canals. You can see here. Here the entry of silt is prevented from entering into the canal. Thereby we can increase the life of the reservoir as well as the canal. And also it creates a small pond, not reservoir, it creates a small pond on its upstream and provides some pondage. And also you can see here it helps in controlling the fluctuations of water level in the river during different season. So diversion headworks are generally constructed on the perennial rivers which have adequate flow throughout the year, and therefore there is no necessity of creating a storage reservoir. So it raises the water level. So the main purpose is to raise the water level on the upstream side, and also it controls the entry of silt. It stores water over small periods for short supplies. So these are some of the purposes why the diversion headworks are provided. Next, coming to the site selection for diversion headworks. So what are the requirements that are to be met while selecting a site for the diversion headworks? To construct the diversion headwork, the site, the river section at the site should be narrow and well defined. That is, at the side the river should be straight and narrow. The river bank should be very well defined. And next is the river should have high, well defined, non erodible and non submersible banks so that the cost of river training work is minimum. So the diversion headwork should not submerge costly land and property on its upstream, because if the maximum lands are submerged, then it becomes very difficult for the government to pay for its compensation. So in such case, the cost of the project will be uh, much more when we have already designed for it. So in such case, it proves to be more uneconomical. And next is the canals taking off from the diversion headwork should be quite economical and should have a large commanded area, no doubt. The canals that are taking off from the diversion headwork should irrigate a large amount of land, large number of land, and also there should be a suitable materials for the diversion of river during construction. So the required materials of construction should be available at the nearer to the site. That is the main requirement. And next is the site should be such that the weir or barrage can be aligned at right angles to the direction of flow in the river. Yes, this is the most important factor, because the site should be such that the weir or barrage which you are constructing it across the river, it should always be aligned at right angle. Right angles that is particular to the direction of flow in the river. And there should be suitable locations for the under sluices, head regulators, and other components of diversion headwork. So, like the site should be suitable for the construction of under sluices. So, head regulators mainly help in controlling the entry of water into the canal. So, under sluices mainly help in the silt control. So, to provide all such components, a well suitable site should be present at that particular area. And next, the diversion headwork should not submerge costly land and property on its upstream. Yes, the costly land should never get submerged. And next is good foundation should be available at the site. Yes, whenever you are going to construct a structure, then no doubt we have to see whether the foundation available at the site is good or bad. So it is more likely that the particular site should have a good foundation. And the required materials of construction should be available nearer to the site. As far as possible, the material availability should be nearer in order to avoid the transportation charges. And the site should be easily accessible by road or rail. Yes, the transportation facility is the most important factor that has to be considered during the start of any project. Because if there is no proper transportation, your project get delayed, your budget will get disturbed. Hence, it is necessary that the first thing what we have to see is the transportation of the materials. And next, the overall cost of the project. The overall cost of the project should be minimum. Like as far as possible, we should avoid the submergence of the costly land as well as property. And we should also see that the maximum area can be irrigated through this project. Okay. So these are some of the requirements that are to be seen while selecting a site for cross diversion headworks. So in this figure, you can see here that is it is the diversion headwork which is provided across the river, and here a part of water is regulated into the canal here, and also you can see the regulators under sluices which are provided. Okay. So next, coming to the last bit of today's session, that is multiple choice question. So the first one is, the main function of a diversion headworks of a canal from a river is, the options given here are, that is to remove silt, or to control floods, to store water, or all the above. The answer is D, that is all the above. The diversion headworks are provided across the river mainly to remove silt in order to control the flood water and also to store the water. Hence the option is D, that is all the above. Next is, dash is constructed across a perennial river to raise the water level and divert to the canal. The options given here are, that is spillway, gallery, weir or barrage, or all the above. So here again the answer is D, that is all the, sorry, here the answer is C, that is weir or barrage. Generally, a weir or barrage is constructed across a perennial river to raise the water level and then divert it into the canal. Hence, the answer is C, that is weir or barrage. Next, coming to the third question, the main function of a diversion headworks of a canal from a river is, that is to raise the water level in river, and next to control the floods, C is to store water, and D is to control silt entry into the canal. The answer for this is A, that is to raise the water level in the river. Generally, diversion headworks are carried out to raise the water level in the river. And next, coming to the fourth question, that is silt control measures are adopted for, the options given are at headworks, in head reach of canal, C at offtake point, D all of them. Here the answer is D all of them. Here silt control measures are adopted at headworks and also in head reach of canal and also at offtake points. At all these points, the silt entry into the canal is prevented. So generally silt control measures are adopted in all these three places, that is at headworks, head reach of canal and at offtake points. Hence the option is D. Now coming to the fifth question, that is irrigation water is a costly commodity. The option given here are that is true or false. The answer is A, that is true, because for good quality of products and to avoid crop failures due to natural famines and scarcity of water, a huge amount of capital should be invested in the irrigation project. And for example, in our country, for the 5-year plan that was in 1997 to 2002, the capital invested in the the capital invested was for this particular project was 1,15,000 lakh crores. So this figure indicates that the irrigation water is a very costly commodity. And coming to the sixth question, the discharge value of water is controlled by, that is, the options are hydraulic jump, B falls, C regulators, D velocity of the flow. The answer is C, that is regulators. The discharge value of water has to be adjusted to any value necessary to distribute the water effectively. This is done with the help of regulators. So with this, we come to the end of today's session. So in today's session, I think we have gone through the necessity of diversion headwork. That is why diversion headworks are provided across a river. And generally, there are two types of divergent headwork, that is storage headworks and divergent headworks. Under divergent headworks, we have seen why there is a need to construct weirs or barrages, and also what are the objectives of divergent headworks. That is, what are the objectives of for the construction of weirs or barrages across the river, and also the site criteria for the site selection of this particular construction of divergent headworks. So with this, we come to the end of today's session. So thank you.